Hello and welcome to the Higher Self Workshop. I'm really, really pleased that you have signed up to do this work. It's incredibly important, life-changing, soul journey work that's going to really, really help you for the rest of your life. It's a completely free resource for you to use. I do have a couple of top tips though when you're going forward. Firstly, you need to know that your higher self is that part of you that is actually still connected to source or the creator or heaven, whatever word you would like to assign to the being that all that is. And your higher self is most likely already having many, many conversations with you every day. And you may think of them as intuition, you may sort of know your higher self, but you might not know the terminology. And it's actually quite interesting that there's a very interesting and important connection that you need to make with your higher self. And we're going to call that a formal connection. So by creating a formal connection with your higher self, you're going to be able to get step-by-step guidance all day, every day. The way we're going to do that is you're going to simply ask your higher self for 3 symbols: a symbol for yes, a symbol for no, and a symbol for neutral. So those are the 3 symbols. It's really important to just go with the very first thing that pops up in your mind. You know, your higher self has been waiting all these years to connect with you, your whole life, waiting for this moment where you're actually going to consciously create this lovely, beautiful connection together. And remember while you're reading through the workshop to keep in mind that the higher self is incredibly intent on connecting with you. It is in your best interest, in your higher self's best interest, to make this divine connection and for your highest and best good. And also remember to always name your higher self before you say anything. So you would call yourself by its name, higher self, and then you would ask the question. Never ask a question without first addressing your higher self formally. And the reason we do this is because anything in the universe can respond to your questions. And because you are a beacon of light, you will be attracting all types of energies around you. But there's this magical law of the universe that only the named entity can answer. So when you name Archangel Michael or Lord Metatron or your higher self, only those beings can answer you. So that's a very safe way of making sure you're getting authentic information coming back to you. So that's it, quite simply. Remember to do the 30-day practice as well, and have a lot of fun with your higher self in the first 30 days. If you have any difficulty connecting with your higher self, it can often be your ego hopping in. The ego is really important, and it has worked very hard for you. There you are. Your ego has made sure that you've been safe and that you've arrived on this planet and that you are staying on this planet. But the ego doesn't care whether or not you're wealthy or happy or in a good relationship. It doesn't care about any of that. All it cares is that you're alive and on this planet. So it can often override things and jump in when it feels like it needs to take control of a situation. Let's face it, many of us have chosen quite difficult lives, and our ego has been there through thick and thin to help us survive all of that. And now we're asking the ego to trust this unseen part of ourselves. So your ego can get a little bit uncomfortable with this idea and step in and skew the answers a little bit. So what we do in this situation is we say a little prayer to our ego, and we thank our ego, and we say we appreciate it. Ego, I love you. I thank you. Please step aside for 5, 7, 9 minutes while I connect with my higher self. That's a simple little prayer that you would say, and you might even sense your ego stepping to the back and to the side of you. It's okay if you don't sense anything. Just keep saying that prayer and make sure that when you ask your ego to step aside, that you're in a safe environment. You're inside a building, you're not out in the, in a street situation where, there's cars and other people, where your ego might be feeling insecure. So make sure you're in a nice, comfortable, safe place. The front door's locked, everything's fine. And then ask your ego, just say, it could be 7 minutes or 20 minutes, however long you want to work with your ego. Maybe it's just 1 minute. Just step aside for 1 minute while I ask my higher self a question, and you'll find that your ego won't have any problem doing that at all. And as the 30 days becomes nearing its end, you will start to see that the information is showing up faster and quicker and faster and more accurately, because the ego is letting go more and more and more. If you have any problem with the workshop that you're going to go through now, do contact me privately and we can do a one-to-one session. It takes about an hour, and I will work through some ideas with you to help you get that really, really important connection. So well done again, and enjoy the workshop.